Okay, mm, today we'll see about sorry. Okay, so can you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, let me log in. Yes. Okay, so I logged in. So yesterday we have seen VA editor mainly and find grep commands. We have seen some other filters like shortcuts, less, more, head detail, all these commands. Today we'll see file permissions. So let's start. So let's say now I just logged into Linux server. I just created a file. That's it. Just simple file. Test. So now you know that who created this? Who created it? It's not you that who created. It's the user who logged in here. Who logged in here? EC2 hyphen user. This is the user who created this, not you. Let's say if you have a user with your name, then it might be you who created. But as of now, we logged into the server as this user. I mean, we're logging as this EC2 hyphen user, and we created the file, which means this file belongs to this user. This file is created by this user. So he is the owner of that. So he's the owner of the file. Okay, so he can do anything. He can delete the file. He can write the data. He can write it. Let's see. He can add some data. He can save it, and he can delete it also. Because a owner can do anything. Let's say you are the file owner. You can do anything. So let's say we have two users, EC2 hyphen user and some other guy named Ishwar. So let's say EC2 hyphen user created a test file. Now EC2 hyphen EC2 hyphen user is the owner, right, for this file. So we can do anything, but the user Ishwar cannot do anything on this file. Got it? So only who created it can be able to do. Only the user who created the file, who have access to the file, can able to do anything apart from other users. Let's say we have five users. This file created by EC2 hyphen user. But all other four users, they cannot do anything because this file does not belong to them. It means they have no rights on this file to do something. So except root, there is someone called root. He is the admin, super user we call it. He can do anything, anywhere, anything he can do. It does not matter which user the file belongs to. He can delete them. It's a test. If you see test file is created by EC2 user, and I'm in the root user. I'll delete that. It's deleted. This guy can do anything. He does not have restrictions. Got it? So this is about permissions like file level owner level permissions. I mean, who is the owner of the file? How to how it works. We'll see those commands later. So first we'll start with file permissions. File permissions. Let's see. Let's maybe here create a file. Touch test. Test is the file name. Let's say test file. One, two, three. So I created a file. Now if I type LL, it will give me details, right? What are all these? This is where today we'll see. So obviously you know test 1 2 file 1 2 3 is the name of it. This is the time July 2247. Why it is showing 247? Because all Linux servers follow UTC timings, not IST. You can change it, but it's default UTC. Every machine, every Linux machine is default is UTC. That's why this timing. So this is the file name when it's created, and this is the size of the file. Currently there is no data, so it's 0 KB. And here you're seeing two things. This is user, own, and group means who is the owner of this file. Who is the owner? Root is the owner. And which group is the owner of this file? Root group. This is user, this is group. We'll see that also later slowly. But for today, these are the things. Now finally we are seeing something. RW or something. I don't know what are those. Let's see. These are called permissions. File permissions. Got it? So we'll see what are these RW, blah blah something. We'll see that. So file permissions, which means we apply to the file, we apply on the file. Got it? Let me open Notepad plus plus. So we have, let's copy this content. Let's create a folder. I'll test. I'll tell you. If you see now, the first it became D because it's a folder, it's a directory. If it is file, it will be just like this hyphen. So we don't care about the hyphen, only this part. If it is D, it means okay, it's a directory. By that also you can find it. Now these are the things we see there. I mean the file level permissions. Now, mm, what are these three fields? Let's divide them into three parts. One, two, three. One, two, three part. So what are these is? This is user level permissions. This is group level permissions. Sorry. This is others. That means system users. What does it mean system users is? By default, when you install something, when you install a software or something, OS will create its own user for that program. Let's say I will install some tool, let's say some Adobe tool, something or something like that, which is third-party tool. So Linux will create its own user for it to use it. So those are called system users. So yeah, these are the three levels, types of permissions we see here. That's why you can see three fields I separated it. What are these means is, so whatever the permissions applied in the first part will come to user level. Whatever the first, second group, it will come to group, and then finally last to the system users. If you open this file, so first is for user, second is for group, third three is for others. So this is what how the file permissions will. That's why it is showing for you like that. But why only three? Why three? I mean, how do you know whether it's three or four? I mean, the three fields or four fields means there are three permissions: read, write, execute. Three fields, three fields. That's why. Now, by the time you might understood R means read, W means write. Got it right? So it means users on I mean, on this file, whatever the test file, users have read write permissions. Group have only read permission. Group means whoever the users present in the group will have the read permission. System users others have or I mean just read permissions. That's how we'll calculate. Simply to put it as symbols, read, sorry, write, execute, X not E, execute. Simple read means we can able to open the file, read the content, and if you type ls, it will show you the file. So it means you have access. Write means edit the file, add the data, delete also. And if you let's say for this one execute, you can execute the file. Let's say we have script, some shell script is there. You have modified it. Only if you have execute permissions, you can execute that. Otherwise, no. Let's say user does not have execute permissions, right? So it means user except root and the owner of the file, no other users can able to execute the file. That we'll see. So read, write, execute. These are the permissions, and they gave some numbers also for this. Read, write, execute. I think I'm correct, I guess. So yeah, read, write. Sorry, four. Sorry. Read, write, execute. 4 to 1. Overall should be 7. So either you can use this or you can use this method while you're giving file permissions. But how to give? There is a command called chmod, nothing but change mode. It's a shortcut chmod. Chmod is used to give the file permissions. How to give? Let's try it. It's very simple, don't worry. Chmod is the command. What you want to permission, what permission you want to give? Let's say as of now, user level execute is not there. Group level write and execute is not there. For others, write and execute is not there. So I want to give maybe for group I will give write. For others also I'll give write. Okay. Let's say for group, what I want to give write. For others, I want to give write. So G means group plus W means we are giving the right permissions as you can see W. Same way for O means others. We are giving the execute permissions. And what is the file name? Test file 123. Test file 123. Let's copy this. It got stuck. Just a minute. Meanwhile, we'll see. Now, if you see, it has this file has read W RW for users, read for groups, read for others also. Now, what we're doing, we're giving right permissions for others and for group also. Now, the permission will be RW. Correct? Let's see. Let's copy paste this command. So let me just copy it. It won't show any output. It means it got success. If it shown any output, something wrong. Let's try LL. See, RW. Got it? So just add the permissions. Now how to remove? Same way. Instead of adding, just remove minus. Done. Let's try LL. See, it's gone. That's it. It's as simple as that. So got it right? So adding permissions and removing permissions. This is how we give the file permissions. Is it okay? Is it clear? Okay. So now what we have seen is we can give permissions like this with alphabets and numbers also. Majority of the people uses numbers because it's easy. How to give numbers? Let's see that. Now what I told, read is 4, write is 2, execute is 1, right? Now I want to give what is our requirement. Same thing. Let's hear same thing. Same thing. I want to add write permission to group and others. How to give in the numeric format. chmod. So now we don't give comma wise or group and we don't mention anything. What we do is we calculate the overall permissions what user should have. Let's say user have read and write, right? Then how much is this? 4 plus 2, 6, right? Correct. Am I correct? Let's add 6. The first field, obviously user. What is the second field? Sorry, what is the second field? Group. Group already have 4. Now what you want to give? Right. It means another 6. Now for others also. Others already have R read, right? Sorry, read means 4. What you want to give? Right. Just 6 again. Test file 1, 2. Let's copy it. Currently, just read are there. Now let's see. See, read. Got it? So, what we are doing here is we're just calculating the whole permissions of what you want out of these three, add them together and giving the number. The first field is user, second field is group, third is others. So, got it right? So, you can add the numbers like this and you can give it, or you can use this also, plus, minus, something like that. That is also fine. There is no there is no issue. I mean. So now I want to remove the permissions with the numeric, let's say. Sorry, is numeric clear? Is it clear? I mean, how to give permissions?
Yes.
Okay. So now I gave what I gave, sorry. I gave read write. Sorry. I gave read write, read write for all these three. Now I want to remove full permissions for group and others. It means I don't want them to read also. I just want them to be blank. At the time in this method, what we do? chmod g minus what permissions we have currently read write and o minus read write test file 1 2 3. This is one way. Another way is chmod go minus rw. We're just combining, that's it, instead of writing separately. So if you want to remove whatever the permissions you have, so you have to first find out what permissions you have. Okay, these are the things I have, and do a command like this. Let's see how it goes with numeric. Chmod. So you want to keep 6 as it is. Simply keep 0 0. Why? Because currently 6 are there, right? Read write. If you remove the 6 means it's 0 only. You want to remove these two. Let's say you want to remove only read. It means 6 minus 4, 2. You'll get 2 here. You want to, let's say, for a group, you want to remove the write, only read 4. 4, like this. Now you want to remove all permissions for groups and other system users, like this. Let's try this. See, all are blank. we removed all the permissions except for user. User level read and write is there. Got it? This is how we give the permissions. Now there is one more thing. I haven't given execute permissions anywhere. If you observe, I just gave read write only, not execute. Let's see how the execute works. Simple. See currently what we're doing G plus W, O plus W in the region. It means to add the permissions. Simple like that. G plus X like this will give. Sorry. But we don't want to give the duplicates, so simply just give like G plus X like this. Now got it right? O plus X. Here also you want to give execute permissions. So what is the number one? And you want to give any other permission? Let's say I want to give write and execute. Now three, right? Whom to give group? Let's say three. For others, I just want to give execute permissions. One. That's it. Like that. Let's try this. Now you can see X. Correct? 6, 3. 3 means what is that? Write and execute. 2 plus 1. 3. And X just 1. I mean the permission. That's why 1 we have. Got it right? So now let's say I want to give full permissions. I want to like for user I want read write X. For group also I want read write X. For others also I want read write X. Now anyone can tell me how what is the number here? Read write X means 3. 4 2 plus 4 plus 2 plus 1 7. For others also group also same 7. For system users also same 7. This is the full permission. Let's give. Let's try. Now you'll see. See all permissions are there. Everything is. What you may notice the color change from here to here because when you give execute permission to your file, the color will change to green. It's default. It's we got it on. I don't know how to change that the color, but it's a default. Whenever you do that, this will come. Got it? So what is the maximum permissions? 777. It's the same for directory also. You have a folder chmod. See folder currently what permissions folder have 7. It means full read write X. Rx means 4 5 5. Same for others also Rx5. This is the permissions currently folder. Now I want to remove execute for system users. It means minus 1. 5 minus 1 4. See execute gone. That's it. As simple as that. Now I want to give full permission for this also. 777 test folder. See the green color. If it is full permissions are there, it will change like this. Now let's go to folder. Touch 1 2 3 something. So it will have some permissions. Got it? Now I'll do something. I'll give permissions, full permissions again. I gave test folder. Even though I gave full permissions to the folder, the file, whatever the files present within the folder, does not affect it if you observe. See, there is a folder. I have some files inside it. If I apply some permission to the folder, it should apply to all the files within the folder, right? But it's not applying. Why? Because when you do just chmod like this, it will just apply to the folder, not the files inside it. But when you do like hyphen R means recursive, it will apply to all the files or folders inside that. Now see green color. Got it? Got it right? See? It's a new created file, so it won't apply. Whatever the existing applied, see? This is how. So these are about the permissions, file permissions. How to give a file permissions through alphabetic way or a numeric way, how to calculate them, how to apply them. We'll test it slowly, no worries. You may observe, okay, let's test this feature. Don't use as a root because root have full permissions. Okay, there is a name called issue, okay. So now I create a file as EC2 hyphen user means he is the owner of the file. He can delete the file, he can do anything, as well as root also. But Ishwar user should not do anything. Got it? Let's see. Let's go to Ishwar user. I don't have any password. So let's go here. So I'm in Ishwar user if you observe left side. Now I want to just cat the file. Let's see. Permission denied because this file does not belong to this user. That's why. Who created this file test1? EC2 hyphen user. But Ishwar does not have access to this file because he's a different user. He cannot access this file. That is one reason. So let's come here. We have test file. Now 744 test one. So I gave users the full permission. Let's say whether he can able to access or not. He can't even go to this folder. Why? Because this folder belongs to again that user only easy type user. Let's create somewhere else. Okay, maybe here. Okay, here. No, sorry, not as root. As a normal user, we'll create permission. Okay, he does not have. It's hmm, where is either common. I think there is no common directory for both of them. Yeah, that's okay. So you got my point, right? I mean, what I showed earlier. Where is it? Like this. Easy to hyphen user created the file. So he can do anything. And root also can do anything because he is the admin, super user. But no other user cannot do anything for that file because it's they don't have access by default. That's how. Similar way, if Ishwar user created something, EC2 hyphen user cannot access it. Root can do it. I mean, obviously is admin. So that's how file permissions works. So within the document I shared, all these are there. Practice them. So this is very simple. Like, it won't take hardly half an hour max. That's it. Just understand that's it. This is about file permissions. Next, we have something called hmm, ownership. See, until what we do chmod, we're playing with it. All these because of these three fields, right? This is the file permissions. But these guys are the owners. One is user, one is group. In Linux, what happens is whenever you create a user, a group will be created by default along with the username. Got it? So a group also will be created along with the user with the same name. So that's why you will see the same name here for user, for group. So this is how. So now let's see how to change the ownership. Let's say now this file belongs to this user, EC2-user. Now I want to change this ownership. I want to transfer this ownership to some guy Ishwar. This is another user, right? Let's see. Is it possible? Let's see. So there is some command called chown. It means change ownership. See, earlier we have seen what we have seen change sorry, change mode. We are changing the permissions. But now we are changing the ownership. That's why own you're saying. Got it? Let's see. Now let's say as which user I want to change, blah 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 something I want to change as Ishwar user, right? Let's try this. On. So what is the username Ishwar? That's it. Sorry. I want to change to Ishwar user. Test. This is the file name, right? It's saying operation not permitted. Why? Because only root can able to change the ownership of the file. Even though if you are the owner of the file, if he is a user only, he only created the file, but he don't have access to change the ownership of the file. That's why root only can able to do it. So root this guy. Now let's try chown change ownership. I want to change transfer the ownership to Ishwar to this file. It's done, is it? Let's try ll Ishwar. But you observe this is still as easy to have an user. Why? Because we just changed the user, not the group. Then how to change the both user and group? So then we will use chown Ishwar. First is the group or sorry username colon group name. As I told you earlier, username and group name will be same because Linux will create them automatically. So this is user, this is group. Now test one file. Sorry, command wrong. Own, not one. It's success. Let's see, it's changed. So now the file ownership has been changed to Ishwar. You got it what I'm saying? So this is how we change the ownership. Same for the directory also. Let's create a folder. Just 1 minute, let me just. So I'm creating a folder, folder one. So by default, who is the owner? Root is the owner because this folder is created by root. If you observe here. So now I want to change ownership. Same chown who you want to change as Ishwar group as a user Ishwar group also Ishwar folder one. Let's see LSC it's changed. Now you want let's say you have a scenario that I want user ownership to user as per Ishwar and group ownership should be EC2-user something like that. You can also do that. H1 user is Ishwar, group is EC2-user. Let's say as an example. Folder one. See it changed. You can change anything. First is user group. Anything you can change like this. This is how the ownership will work. It means now this folder one is belongs to Ishwar user and EC2 group. It means whoever the users are present in the EC2 user group, they are also the owners. For test one file, Ishwar is the owner, and users in the Ishwar group are the owners of the file. Whoever are there, how many are there, no matter what. The user creation and all we'll see in the next class on Monday, but this is general. So similar way as file permission, here also we can't let me try this. If you see, I went inside folder one and I created one file, one, two. Now what are the permissions for this file? Root came again. But for folder, if you see Ishwar is the user, owner, I mean. For group level, EC2-group is the owner. But these values should come right here. But why they came root? Because again I told you hyphen R. Let's try hyphen R. Ishwar is user group. Hyphen R means recursively. So whatever folders, everything, files, whatever everything is there within this folder one will have the same owner. It's done. Let's go to folder one. LLC, this file has changed. But by default, whoever created the file, they will come. So you have to change it. That is common. Let's see, even though I applied R, if I create one more file, see, whoever is the user currently logged in, it will be under their name only. It's that default we cannot change it. So after later you can change it with the ch phones. Got it right? So this is about ch mod ch4. So is it clear? Is it easy? I mean understandable? Got it? Anyone?
Yes.
Okay. See, now let's see the last, I mean, in the file permissions only, one of the topic. See, I'm creating a file now. Something, one, two, three, four, five, six. So I'm creating a file, where is it? Yeah, this one. By default, some permissions came for this. It means read write for user, read for group, read for others. Let's get one more file. Same permissions came. Again, if you observe, I think it's the default permissions, right? I mean, whenever we create a file or a directory, there will be some default permissions. How it's coming? How the default permissions are coming? There should be something, right? There should be something, which applies these things. That is called Umask. This Umask value will gives the default permissions for files and directories. How it will give? Let's see. How it will give is, so let's say there is some number here, 002. Leave the first zero, so it's not matter. It means 022, correct? Let's calculate like this here. So Umask value is 0022, so you can skip the first zero, not required. Then what is the file full permissions? 666, 777 for directory. You may think, oh, 777 is the full permission for file, right? It means read, write, execute, 7. But we don't consider that. Well, Linux doesn't consider that. So if someone asks what is the full permissions of the file, it means 666 only, even though it has execute permissions. For directory, you'll say 777. That's all. For file, it's 666 full permission. But while giving chmod command, you'll give 37. That's I don't know why. That's how it is. So how the default permissions are getting is from the full permissions, it will reduce minus this value. So full permissions for a file 666 022. So what is the value? 644. Correct? It means read, write, read, read. So read, write, read, read. That's how it is. That's why it is. And for directory, same thing. Let's see. 777 022. It means 755. Means read, write, execute, read, execute, read, execute. Correct? By read, execute, read, execute. It means. Now let's see. There is a folder like one. See, read, write, execute, read, execute, read, execute. 755. This is how the default. Sorry, this is how the default permissions will come. So it will take the full permissions minus the umask value, and it will give the full permissions. Sorry, it will give the file permissions for default. By default, when you create a file, that's how it will come. So you can change the file. Sorry, you can change the umask value if you want. Got it right? So let's how to change. Simple as nothing. Just you just type umask, it will give the value. Now you just type umask 045. See 045, the value changed. Now let's see what permissions will come. Now what is the file full permissions? Rule 6 045. Now calculate 6 to 1. It means user will have read write, group will have only write, others will have execute. Let's try. File and where is the file and see it's changing now. You got what I'm saying, right? Similarly for directory also. Got it? This is how the file default file permissions will come for a file. Because there will be a umask value. You can simply change the umask value like this command, and that's it. We don't change it regularly whenever, very rarely, but keep in mind that when suddenly ask, I want to change the default permissions. This is the only way. There is no other way. So you got it right. So today we have seen file permission, change ownership, file ownership, and you must obviously so you must comes under file permissions. These are all. So is it clear today's class? If clear, practice it. Otherwise, we easily forget this. There's no point of doing anything. Okay. So try it. You got it? Or is it clear, right? So today's class is done. So that's
Yes, okay.
yeah. Okay. 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 All right then. So practice this.